then team, get yourself ready. We're on to our Wednesday morning workout. This is base power, so this is all about the core. So we've got a 4 exercise warm up to do. We'll go through that twice, and then we've got a circuit. It's a circuit that we did last week, but I've added some variations. We're going to go through a circuit at least twice this morning, and the focus of all of it should be right in here. So those abdominal muscles, but also including all muscles around the hips, particularly the glutes. So let's get going. We're going to do a little warm up. We're going in 5 seconds. We're going to start with that prisoner knee drive. So we're in here and we bring the knee up and across to the opposite elbow. Right, let's get it moving. 30 seconds on each one. 4 exercises in warm up and we're moving. Okay, good. Right, so even as we do the warm up, let's concentrate our focus into that midsection. So as if the abs are powering up this movement, driving the knee up to meet that opposite elbow. Okay, so we've got actually a fairly easy warm up to this one this morning. A couple of movements and then a couple of stretches. Glute squat, place the feet down. We're going to reach down towards the floor, stand up straight, exaggerating that work from the glutes. Squat down, stand up straight. Okay, so feeling that little bit of achiness in those legs from Monday. Going progressively lower into that squat. Seeing if you can get the fingertips down to the floor. Standing up straight at the top. Getting that squeeze in those glutes. Right, bring the feet a little bit wider. We're going to stretch forwards and stretch back. So this is your rotations. Mobilizing the spine. You're reaching forwards and you're reaching back. You can keep the eyes facing forwards or you can turn to face that back hand. You can slow down that rotation. Emphasize that stretching out of that back arm. Bring the feet together and then we're going to reach up, circle round and then roll it down. So drop the chin to the chest, roll it down to the floor, fingertips to the floor if you can, and then roll it back up. So rolling through the length of the spine all the way to stretching high. And then again, circle round, chin to chest, roll it back down, rolling back up. So you're mobilizing through the length of the spine. Big wide stretch of the arms. And then we're back to the start. So feet come wide, fingertips up high. We've got a knee drive. Okay, so this is your prisoner knee drive. So getting warmed up the intensity a little bit if you can. So a little bit more dynamic with these movements. Sun's looking awfully bright this morning, isn't it? Keep it going. Let me just see if I can alter the angle of that a little bit. Ooh, not that way. Oh, I don't know whether I can. Okay. All right, so we're doing a prisoner knee drive. I'm going to be silhouetted this morning against that sun. After this glute squat, we're going to touch down, stand up straight. So it's a touch down, glute squat. Again, bringing that emphasis into those glutes, but keeping those abs engaged as well. So you're standing up tall at the top, pulling the tummy in towards the spine to engage those abs, and getting that work through the glutes. You got rotations after this. So bring the feet a little bit wider, reach forwards and reach back. Alternating sides there. Okay. All right, I might just move the camera here, bring it around a little bit. You keep going with those rotations. Maybe I can just work this out. There we go. Okay, we're back in the room. That's better, isn't it? Okay, so we're doing these forward and backward rotations, like so. And then after this, we've got our stretch up high, circle round, roll it down, reach down to the floor. Rolling it back up. So as we roll, you're trying to articulate that spine. So that means moving one vertebrae at a time. So you drop the chin to the chest, roll it down through the upper back, down towards the floor. When you roll it back up, roll it up through that lower back, through the middle back, all the way up to the top, reaching up high. Time for one more. Circle round, roll down towards the floor, and then roll it back up. And there's your time, there's your last stretch. Excellent. So we should be a little bit warmer now and loosened up. we're going to go into our circuit. So for this, you're going to be down on the floor. So find a little space on the floor. I might just point this down a little bit. There we go. So we're down on the floor. Okay, so team, get ready to work these abs. We're going to start lying down on the back in here. So a similar circuit to what we did last week, but with a few little variations. We're going to start out with a twist crunch. So for this one, we bring the fingertips up to support the weight of the head. Pull the tummy in towards the spine. So you're engaging those core muscles. Okay, be mindful of that gap between the lower back and the floor. I'm almost trying to squish that gap just to really get that squeeze in the abs. So your twist crunch then, you reach up and over the opposite knee, bring it back down, reach up and over the other side. Right, so let's get this first movement going, and then I'm going to add in some variations. Okay, so we're reaching up and over that opposite knee. See how that other elbow travels backwards. Right, one more, there. Right, you're going to do the same thing, but just do the same side each time. So we reach up and over, bring it back down. Same side, up and over, back down, up and over, back down. I'm going to go through a few variations, and I want you to pick the one that gets the most work for you. So we've got a twist crunch, but on a single side. I'm going to change that and now bring knee to elbow, same side. So it's a very similar movement, but rather than reaching towards that knee, I'm now lifting the knee up to meet the elbow, using the fingertips to support the weight of the head. Okay, last progression from here is I'm now going to stretch out that leg and then drive the knee to the elbow. So again, it's the same side each time. So you're now lengthening that leg right out. I'm not placing the heel on the floor, and then I'm driving it up to meet that elbow. 3, 2, and 1. Place it back down. Right, we'll switch sides. So you should have felt that got more intense. You should have felt that burn in those abs. So other side, let's start out, single side, twist crunch. Reach up and over towards that opposite knee. So you've switched sides, haven't you? Feel like that other elbow travels back. As you reach up, that other elbow travels back, doesn't it? Okay, so from that single side twist crunch, we're then going to place the fingertips supporting the weight of the head. The knee comes up now. It meets that opposite elbow. So you've got that rotation through the torso. Knee to elbow. You should be feeling that burn in those abs. So this is a worker. It gets that work going straight away. And now we lengthen the leg. Drive the knee up. So you could do any of these variations. You don't have to do this all the way through. Maybe you stuck at the twist crunch. Maybe that was enough for you. So choose the version that's right for you. In 3, 2, and 1. Place it back down and relax. Whew. Right, so when you're working these abs, you should get that feeling of work, that little bit of a burn in those tummy muscles in this one in particular. But I also want you to be mindful of how much work you put through those abs. So if you've not done exercises like this for a while, you might want to pick the more manageable options for these first few weeks. So just be mindful of how much work you put through there. So I'm going to go back into that same exercise, and I'm going to do 10 reps on each one. So I'm going to do that last version with the straight leg, knee to elbow. You pick your version and we'll do 10 reps together. So get set up. 3, 2, 1, away we go. 10 reps. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side. Get yourself set up. Check your alignment. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So try and bring all of that focus into those abs. So even though you're moving your limbs, try and bring that work, that power, all that generation comes from the core. That was number 10, and place it back down. Okay, so we should feel those abs already. So keeping that focus on those tummy muscles, we are now going to lift the knees off the floor. Lift the knees off the floor. Sorry, lift the feet off the floor and bring the knees up. We're in our start position for double leg extensions. So like we did last week, you got the option of lifting the head and shoulders up here. So I'm going to take that option. Head and shoulders are high, arms off the floor. Feel that tension in those tummy muscles already, particularly after doing those crunches. From there, double leg extension. So you're extending the legs right up to the vertical. Again, if you can't manage to get them to the vertical, you can kick out at an angle, making sure you don't lose that core stability though. So you're keeping the spine in that neutral alignment through that lower back. So we've not allowed the lower back to lift up off the floor. Now peel the head and shoulders and the upper back off the floor, but you've got control over the alignment of your whole spine. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and place it down. So your easier options on that one were to leave the head and shoulders on the floor, or they were to do a single leg version in here. Or you could do a single leg version with the head and shoulders off. Or you could kick out at an angle. Right team, our set on this one is going to be a set of 20 movements. So you need to choose your version. If you're doing a single leg, you can change over after the first 10. All right, set yourself up. Find your start position. Tummy pulled in tight, so you've got that maximum engagement through those abs. 3, 2, 1, kick up. We're doing 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. I'm looking at the screens here. I can see various angles appearing on the screen. I can see all sorts of things going on. Excellent. Loving it. What are we on? Is that 14, 15, 16? Sorry, I didn't tell you when we're halfway. We're on 18, 19, 20, and place it down. Right, so you should have that burn in those tummy muscles by now. So those 2 exercises, really intense for those abs. So switching it around, posterior muscles, glutes in particular, feet stay on the floor, tummy pulled in tight, and we lift up to that hip bridge position. Okay. And that's shuffle down a little bit to see here. So we're in hip bridge position here. So hold it up high. So again, on this one, I want you to find a version of this that you can do where you can feel that squeeze in those glutes. So it could be that static hold at the top there. Feel that squeeze in the glutes whilst keeping the tummy pulled in tight. Variations from here is we did that halfway lower and the lift back up. So you're now exaggerating that squeeze as you lift the hips back up high. I think I said last week that I get that stretch across the hip flexors on this one. I really don't like this exercise. This is the one that I would miss out if I was doing a workout. But it is really good for that, for the glutes and for that hip flexor stretch at the top. Lift up high, hold it there. So you've got that halfway lower in the lift, or you could do a single leg kick out. So from there, keeping the hips still, we kick up, place it back down. So your challenge here is to keep the hips still, don't let them drop. Other side. Kick it up, place it back down. So if you can go again, kick up, back down, kick up, back down. All right, lower the hips back down. Right, so our little routine then is going to be, we're going to lift up, hold the hips up high for a moment. I'm going to do 10 halfway lows and lifts, and then I'm going to do a set of 10 kickouts. Right, now you don't have to do all those things. You could hold it high. You could do your version of this. Pick what's right for you. Feet on the floor. Let's get set up. Working those glutes. 3, 2, 1. Push up and hold. Hold it there. So refine that work in those glutes. Hips high. So what we got? A set of 10. Halfway lower and lift. 3, 2, 1. Halfway lower. Lift back up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do your toes come off the floor when you lower down? I think mine do. 7. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep them on the floor. That's better. 8, 9, 10. Lift up and hold. Right, so we're on 10. Lift up and hold. Now we're going to do 10 kickouts, keeping the hips high. So we kick up. There's 1. Place it back down. 2. The hips stay still, don't they? 3. You get that full stretch of the leg as you kick up towards the ceiling. That was 4. That was 5. 6. Hips staying high. 7. 8, 9, and 10. And then lower the hips back down and kick it out. All right, well done, guys. Good. Okay. Right, so we've got one more in this position. So we only had one variation of this next one. This was dying bugs. So your simplest, or your slightly more manageable variation, I should say, was with the knees bent. Arms are up here and straight. So your movement in this position in dying bugs was keeping the spine in neutral, lengthen the leg, lower the opposite arm, bring it back to vertical. Other side, lengthen, lift back up. And then your full dying bug movement was with straight legs, lower down, lift back up, lower down, and lift back up. And those were your two variations. There's no progressions in this one. I find with dying bugs, your progression is really in your ability to control that movement and to center all of that effort into those midsection muscles. And almost the better you get at this, the more intense it becomes on those abs. You're just really deepening that level of control that you have. So let's go for a set of 10 movements on this one. This is a slower movement. It's slow, it's controlled. You're moving those limbs without any restriction, and you're centering as much of that work back to the midsection. All right, so set yourselves up then. We've got the spine in neutral, head and shoulders relaxed into the floor. I'm going to bring the knees up to begin with, making sure there's no movement of the spine. I'm going to lengthen those legs and then bring the arms up. So there's our start position. Mindful of the alignment of your back. That's not going to change, is it? That's stable, it's fixed. All you're going to do is move your limbs. So when we're ready, one leg lowers and the opposite arm. Down we go. We're doing a controlled set of 10. Lift back up. That was 1. 2. You might like to time your movements with your breathing. 3. 4. So I would inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way back up. I think that was 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower it back down and relax. Good. All right, up we get then, team. So our first set of exercises in the circuit then, those anterior muscles, we're going to do a quick stretch and then flip it around and work more into those glutes. Let's do a quick stretch before we do that. So we're going to roll over onto hands and knees, and let's go into a little spine mobilize. Let's do that cat stretch. So you arch the back up into cat stretch, and then we allow the chest to drop down towards the floor, looking forwards, and then bring it back to that cat stretch. So alternating from flexion to extension. Just mobilizing through the spine. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to drop the hips back down onto the ankles and go into child's pose. Stretch the arms forward. Again, that stretch down the sides. And then from there, let's actually bring this up and go into a quick downward dog position to get a stretch down the back of the legs. Oh, I have some tightness in there this morning. Right, so downward dog position, lengthen the arms, lengthen through the torso, heels down towards the floor. So breathe into that stretch. I quite like just to paddle the feet up and down to try and get that stretch in those calves. Oh man, those legs feel quite stiff after Monday, don't they? Feels more like downward donkey this morning. Right, time to get back to work. Bring the knees down. We're going to go into box shape. So we're into box shape on the hands and on the knees here. We've got a little Superman set to do. So the set is, we've got a single leg lift. Where are we? There. So we've got leg lifts here. Then we're going to go into Superman, and then we're going to go into that knee tuck movement here. So focus here is into the glutes. So our start position. Flat back, hips and shoulders level. Let's take our left leg and we're going to extend it, keeping the toes on the floor. Extend that left leg. So you've still got the hips level, I pull the tummy in towards the spine so you engage those abs. So nothing else is going to move except you're going to lift that leg up to the horizontal. Okay, so you've not allowed any of your alignment to change. Really lengthen that leg. And even in that position, you could feel that squeeze in the glutes on that side. From there then, straight leg lift. So lifting up and down, try and isolate that movement from the hip. So it's a straight leg lift up and down. So you can feel that squeeze, can't you? On each lift, you can feel that squeeze in the glutes. So really extend that leg, push it out as long as you can. That's it, keep it going there. Keep it going, good. So you're bringing that focus into the glutes. Right, now lift it up and hold it there. Really lengthen that leg right through to the toes. Now take your opposite arm, so right arm stretches out into Superman position. Try and keep the shoulders level. Lengthen from the fingertips right through to the toes. Good. And from there, let's do a set of 10 knee tuck. So the knee comes towards the elbow. You go into that tuck position, stretch it back out. 1, knee tuck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Place it back down, and there's our start position. So hopefully you felt that work in the glutes throughout that little set. Right, let's switch it over then. Other side. You're going to stretch out that leg, toes on the floor. Feel that the hips and the shoulders are level. From there, lift up to that horizontal. Lengthening that leg right through to the toes. And then from there, we've got leg lifts. So it's that straight leg lift. So this is really good for isolating that glute. So you've got to keep the abs pulled in. So you've got that core stability. You've got the hips stable. And just lifting that leg. So if you can feel this work in the glutes, then you're doing this right. So small movements up and down with that straight leg. 3, 2, 1. Lengthen that leg, opposite arm. So left arm stretches out. So you're into Superman position. Lengthen, fingertips to toes. From there, knee to elbow. Set of 10 knee tucks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exaggerating that tuck, 7, and that stretch, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it back down. Good. Right, so that was our little Superman and leg extension routine. Let's go down and we're going to do a plank. So we're in plank position, stretch it out onto the toes or onto the knees. Okay, so we're in here in plank position. Right, let's hold this for a quick 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, that was easy. So let's go again in a moment. We're going to set ourselves up and we're going to do our 1 minute plank. So we did this last week. So you had a marker as to how long you could hold your plank for. So your target is a minute. If you can do that today, brilliant. If you can't manage that today, do what you can. That's your marker to try and improve on over the next few weeks. So got my little timer going here. Our target is a 1 minute plank, either on the forearms or in high plank position. Getting ourselves set up, focus then is on those abs. It's the abs that are taking the strain. So set yourself up. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and away we go. 1 minute plank position. Okay. So focus is on those abs. Abs are taking the strain. Body shape is nice and straight. Straight like an arrow. Might be able to hear some sounds in the background there. I think my mum's taking a little delivery of plasterboard, which is our job for the rest of the day. We're doing some plasterboarding in the kitchen. And then I think we're putting a new carpet down in my granny's house. We are at 45 seconds, team. Last 10 seconds. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Good job. Okay. Right, so I wonder how you got on with that plank. Hopefully you managed more than you did last week if you didn't quite make it to a minute, and you've still got another, well, we've got 3 or 4 weeks left to make that up to the whole minute. Extra little bit just now then. So we've done posterior muscles there. We're going to go back to those anterior muscles, particularly these hip flexors, and this is going to be our last little bit to finish here. So we're going to start out sat up straight. Now I know some of you mentioned about tight hamstrings, so this is a really good one for getting an active stretch in the back of the legs. You might find that you need to lean back a little bit on this one. So this is a great one for working in here in those quads, as well as stretching the hamstring. Right leg, toes pulled in. Back up straight, or if you're leaning back on your hands, your spine is still in neutral, so you're not slouching at all. Lengthen that spine and then lift the heel off the floor. Push the heel away, gently pull the toes in. So you should feel that tension in those quads. You should feel that stretch down the back of the legs. Leg lifts up and down. Right, now this is harder the more upright you sit. If you're really struggling, you can lean it back. You can lean back onto the elbows. You could lean right back down onto the floor. Or you could come right up straight, and you could even use the other knee to help you sit right up straight. Leg lifts up and down. Okay, so whatever position you're in, your spine is in neutral. The back is up straight, and we're doing leg lifts up and down. Right, I'm struggling that one. I'm going to put that leg right back out and lean back on my hands, but I'm not slouching. There's no slouching going on here. Let's do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the foot down. Right, sort out your alignment. So check your back posture. Same leg, toes in, lift it back up. 10 reps again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep it off the floor. Turn the toes out to the side. 10 reps up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep it off the floor. Toes back up. In and out for 10 reps. 1, 2, back up straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep it off the floor. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Whew. You should have felt that in the hip flexors and in the quads. You've got that stretch in the back of the leg. That was all on the same side. So other one. So left leg for me. Check your posture and alignment. Sit up straight. The back is long and extended. Pull the toes in. Heel off the floor. Up and down. Leg lifts.